Well, let's look at some irregular present tense here. All Spanish verbs end in AR or ER or IR. So there are three main conjugations known as primera conjugación, segunda conjugación, y tercera conjugación. Okay? But these are irregular verbs. So the stem, you'll see the stem change. Okay? For estar, okay, it kind of remain, but the ending, you see how the ending behaves. You don't just add O to it to have esto. No, you have estoy. Okay? Though the stem remains the same, the ending shows that there is a variation between the way the endings are supposed to be in irregular AR verbs. So you have yo estoy, tú estás, él está, nosotros estamos, vosotros estáis, ellos, ellas, ustedes están. Okay? So you have here yo estoy. Now for the verb ser, you have yo soy, tú eres, all this es, nosotros somos, vosotros sois, ellos son. Haber, which is to have. Okay, this is to be, ser is to be, and estar also is to be, because there are two types of to be in Spanish, estar and ser. And this denote a permanent conditions, and this denote a temporary conditions, but they both are to be. And when you are forming present progressive, you use the verb estar because it's temporary. Okay, when something is a permanent, you use ser. Okay, so later we may cover that, or in the future you'll come across resources that will be detailed on the use of estar and ser. Okay, haber, you use haber to form a lot of compound tenses. Like present perfect, you use haber. Past perfect, you use haber, all those. So it's useful to know it's an auxiliary. Haber and ser and estar, they are helping verb. They are kind of auxiliary that you use to form other tenses, especially compound tenses. So they are good to know for their own use in isolation, but it's also good to know them as auxiliary verbs when you are in an environment where a compound tense is necessary. Okay, so he, has, ha, hemos, habéis, han. Okay, again is a, the H is mute, so it's a, has, ha, hemos, habéis, han. Okay. Querer is to want, to desire. So quiero, yo quiero, tú quieres, él, ella, usted quieres. Okay. O quiere. Nosotros queremos, vosotros queréis is supposed to be queréis, and ellos, ellas quieren. Tener, yo tengo. Okay, it's not yo tengo. That's one of the reasons it's an irregular verb. If you just add o, it will be, if you just drop the ER and add O, it will be kind of a regular pattern. It will be tengo, but it doesn't work. So it's yo tengo. Tú tienes. Él, ella, ustedes tiene. Nosotros tenemos. Vosotros tenéis. Ellos, ellas tienen. So it's good to learn them. They are irregular and they are very useful, and you use many of them as auxiliary to form other tenses, other compound tenses. The verb ir is very useful. Is to go. Voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, van. Yo voy, tú vas, ella va, nosotros vamos, vosotros vais, ellos, ellas, ustedes van. But beside knowing the present tense of ir for its own sake, it's also kind of a helping verb in a way that you use it to form a near future. The same way you say I'm going to shop, or I'm going to study, and to denote a near future, something you are going to do in the very near future. That's the same way you can use voy a limpiar mi carro, like I'm going to wash my car. Okay. Voy a lavar las ropas, I'm going to wash my clothes. Okay. Voy a estudiar, so you just say voy a and you add the main verb. Same way you say I'm going to and you add the main verb. That's also, so this e conjugated as voy, vas, va, vamos, vais, and van, it's used to form a near future tense. Okay. The future tense we'll see later. It's not hard to form. It's the whole infinitive, and you just add the endings to it, the appropriate endings to it. But short of that, it's very common to use voy a, especially in a spoken language, in a spoken environment where you are talking. It's very common to use voy a and vas a, va a, vamos a, and you add the main verb, the lexical verb, the verb that's showing the action. Okay. If you are going to buy something, vamos a comprar. So the main verb there is comprar. The vamos is just helping, but it's very good to know. It's a useful verb to know. So these are irregular verbs of 6 useful verbs. The present tense of 6 very useful irregular verbs. It's good to know them. If you've learned something from this mini lesson, please like the video and share it with friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so we can keep creating more content for you. Thank you so much. By the way, do you know the fastest route to become a bilingual nurse or physician? Learn specific medical Spanish. And we have a course that will help you do just that. To get the course, go to RxLinguistics.com.